Now that we have our trims from AutoCAD, these are the ones that we determined we needed, and we exported out and brought them into um, SketchUp. We'll show you what we can do with them. So actually to bring them into SketchUp, we'll go to File, Import, select on the file you need, click Open, and uh, here you go. We're going to explode this because we don't want them all together. I'm going to run my face command. Worked on everything but this. Let's see if we can figure out why. See if this closes. A great way to figure out why something won't close, you can just start drawing lines across the model like this, and so you can see that we're trying to narrow down where and why something's not closing. So we know it's somewhere dealing with this arc, and that happens with arcs. Arcs can be funny sometimes. Maybe what we'll do is actually turn this into a group just so we can draw over top of it, and maybe we'll draw the outline here, and then we will draw an arc coming here. It's still not, let me see here. Hide this, this is what we want. Turn that into a group, and so it's somewhere in there. So maybe we'll just get rid of this line because it's probably something to do with that one, and boom, there we go. So sometimes it's that easy. I think I want to maybe make this a little bit nicer. This is one of those times where we really have to be careful because copying around a lot of brackets, we're going to start adding a lot of geometry that may or may not be needed, but let's just make this 18, let's say, just to keep things a little smoother but not too heavy. And going back to our AutoCAD real quick, what we want to look at is the thickness, which is 2.5 inches. So we will pull this up 2.5 inches, and we will make this into a component. Now what's going to be important, actually it's not really important but just nice to keep things clean, is blue should always be your vertical axis. So we really want to rotate this, let's say 90 degrees this way, and let's go 90 degrees this way, and I'm going to make this my insertion point and put it there. So that just keeps that nice and clean. So there we go, we have our rafter tail. If we hit Shift E, which is my hotkey for entity info, if yours doesn't work, it's just window entity info, and we can change the definition from this generic labeling and call it rafter tail 01, just in case we have a different one later on. It's just nice to name it as 01. So we can do something similar here. We're going to make a group. This one is actually going to be a little different because, as you can see, it's really going to become part of the wall. The structure happens where this dotted line is, but visually you're only going to see the bracket. So really it's going to look like that. So with that in mind, what we're going to do is, we know our wall is going to be 8 inches. So let's just rotate this 90. The insertion point axis really is irrelevant because we're going to essentially explode this anyway. All these lines here are just simply because of the previously discussed segmented arch, that they're just not smoothed out. There's two ways you can do it. You can either select all of them. My hotkey for smooth is Shift S, and you can see that you can quickly smooth things out by using that command. I believe right click and going to make smooth or something to that effect. There it is, smooth soften edges. We'll do the exact same thing if your hotkey is not set. I'm going to undo real quick. The other way is if you have the clean command set up as previously discussed. I just run my clean command, and that's part of smoothing things out is part of it as well. So there you go. So that's going to be that, and really this is going to come fit into here. So if we wanted to, we can make this a component and put it there, but really that's not what we're going to do, because this is going to end up being, this line is going to end up going away, and we'll show you how to do that in a minute. So let's just put our trim back. We know that this one is our band. That's going to go around the house. So we're going to do something special with that one in a second. And then these two are our window head and sills. Just going to rotate them to what we need. And really we're going to rotate them this way. And we're going to turn each one into a group. And just put them together just to make it easy to move things around. So there we go. We have all of our trims set up, ready to go. Maybe we'll start with the easy one of the garage. Again, what we want to do is put it here on the corners to just add a little bit of detail to the garage wall. So let's start with that one. I'm going to hit Control C to copy it, and I'm going to come into my wall layer, and I want to be on the group level at this point, because I'm going to paste this in here and copy it there, and then make another copy, and we're going to scale it by -1 and slide you over there. And now using our solid tools, I'm going to hit union, and there you go. So it's just as easy. We can add that detail in. The next detail we want to use will be the band, and there's a couple different ways you can do this. Let's see here. This one is 4 inches by 1 inch. You can always copy this up, but just to show you something quick, I know that I'm going to be coming off of here. Let's go down 4 over 1. It's easy enough just to recreate, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to push this back, just say right there for right now. We'll make this a group, and like so many other things, SketchUp, the follow me command is a very helpful tool, and we can just add the trail that it needs to follow. So we know it's on this left wall, this front face, and let's see where it goes on this right wall. It goes there, and then to the rear, and ends back there. Okay, so we can run it all the way around, and it ends back at this wall. So this is very simple. We gave the path for it to follow, and we'll just hit F for follow me command, and boom, there you go. Again, everything you want, everything you model, you want to have the white faces out. You can right click and go reverse faces. I also have my Shift R set to reverse faces, so it makes it very easy. So there's one way to build the band trim around. It's very simple. This side here, I would just come in here and let's say grab this, and we'll slide it back. Actually, do it with the rest of the model on. We'll just slide it back until it's hidden. You can come in and clean it up if you want. If you really want to get specific, you can find where it intersects the roof and trim it, but don't really need to. But if you want to keep things ultra clean, that's a great way of doing it. So that's version 1 of creating bands. And most times that is how I do it, just especially if you know things are done design wise and that's going to be the band. But just an alternative and something that I do use often as well. Uh, I'm actually going to just do this so I can erase everything but this plane and then erase this. And this simply just keeps my path that I want to follow. And what I'm going to do is show you get rid of this, we don't need that, show you a command we've looked at once before, uh, which is my profile builder. So I'm going to open my profile builder dialog. And now that it's here, we can select this, we can add and say this is a 1x4, um, just 1x4 trim or whatever, and say we want to go to the top right, and there we go, we have it stored. And now we have that trim stored, we can come back in here, grab the, there we go, grab the lines. I'm going to hit Control A to select everything and say build along that profile path. And there you go, you can see it, it just builds it instantly. Now, ultimately this is doing the exact same thing we just did, and that's why when it's a super simple trim or whatever, I'll just build it sometimes just because it's easier. But especially if we're in the design phase or doing, say, crown molding, whatever, and we might be switching things up, what's great, as we've seen in the video previously, if we know that maybe we're going to come back and edit this, or just want to look at it again, and maybe we just want to add this little bit of extra detail to it, we can add that profile, and we'll say this one's a 2x4, we'll call it 2x4A, and again we want to make sure we go to the top right as our insertion point. And now I can come back to this trim and come in here and select it and say that we want to edit the properties, the member's properties, and we want to change the profile. Everything else we want to leave the same, and just simply click apply, and there you go, it automatically adjusts that trim. So again, maybe we want to look at a couple different options or whatever. I can pull this one over and say maybe we want to go something a little more like that, whatever it is. We can add this one in as 2x4B. Go and make sure again we say top right, and now that that one's in there, I can come back here, select this, say change properties, and change the profile, apply, and now you can see it changes once again. So if you think that the profiles might change, that this plugin is a great app to use to be able to make quick changes to your design. But if you just know you're just going to do a basic trim, there's always the follow me command, which works well as well. We're going to go back, so let's see if we can find our and so we'll just want to come back in and reload our 1x4 and edit the properties and put it back to the way it was, and there you go. So that's how you'll do just banding. That could be banding on however many levels you want. That could be banding as crown molding around the house, whatever it is. That's just a couple easy ways of doing some banding.